Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convy.
Thank you. Mercy. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you and welcome to blank. No, welcome to Tattletales. The reason I said what I said, and by the way, thank you. That got me a little shook up there.
Welcome.
I always love to follow the chord. Who knows where it'll lead, you know? We have some wonderful people today, as we are wont to do, but especially the first fellow I'm going to introduce you, and that's why I said blank, and you'll know why in a moment. Winning money today for the blues section, the star of Match Game, Mr. Gene Rayburn and his wife, Helen. Winning money today for the banana section, and they're special too, Mr. John Astin and his wife, Patti Duke Astin. Winning money today for the red section. Boy, it's good to have him back, too. You haven't been here in a long time. Jerry Stiller and his wife, Ann Meara. Hello. Did you just put something in your mouth, Patti?
I'm finishing my breakfast.
What is that? It's a sweet roll?
It's some kind of sweet roll, yeah.
Oh, okay. I hope that comes up in one of our questions. It probably will. You never know.
I'm eating my way through this show. It's terrible.
Yeah, here we go. Ladies, the first question is for you. What a snappy suit, Gene. That's
Thank you.
Very nice.
Tweed.
Tweed, you know.
It's English, as you tell me.
Yeah, of course. Here we go, ladies. We know this wouldn't happen, but if you and your husband ever split up, which of you do you think would remarry first? I don't know what we mean, what wouldn't happen, splitting up or getting married. But let me say it again. We know this wouldn't happen, but if you and your husband ever split up, which of you do you think would remarry first?
Did you say spit up?
No, not spit up. You're liable to do that if you keep eating that stuff. Split up. If you ever spit up. Off you go. We'll start with you, Gene.
Oh, we can start with you, John.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not. Okay.
It's my show. You start where I say.
You know, Helen and I have been really married. We must have some kind of show business record for longevity.
How long is it?
A long time.
Oh, that long?
Yes, indeed. It's inconceivable that we should. Why would I ever want to leave that dear, sweet lady?
I don't know. I asked you first.
Yes. I don't know. Frankly, you know, if for some reason we split up, it would be pointless for me to hook up with any other woman because she's so terrific. It would be an anticlimax, so I don't think I would. I know I wouldn't.
Well, then the hell with the question. We'll ask something else then. I don't know where we go now.
You want to know any ball scores? Who won the tennis match? Anything.
No,
Ask me anything.
We know this wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So you have to start thinking in those terms now. Say that it did. Say that something happened. Something went wrong. Say that she caught you. Say that something happened. You know, and who do you think would get married again first?
All right. This is a coin toss.
Okay, a coin toss.
What do you want me to say there, Blues? Me. Okay, I'll say me.
All right, you'll say you. Here she comes. Find out. Helen, we say now, we preface this by saying we know this would not happen, but if it did, if you split up...
Are you telling me something?
No, wait a minute. If you did split up, which one of you do you think would remarry first?
Well, if he kept his promise, because we've talked about this, he said he would never remarry. I would probably be the one to remarry.
No, that's not what he said. He must have forgotten you talked about it.
Well, then you've been telling me lies all these years.
No, wait, didn't I say that it was impossible?
Yes.
I would never leave you, and after you, who would want to get
He
married?
never said anything like that, did he? I didn't hear anything like that.
He said, if it happened, it's never going to happen,
right.
But if it happened,
yeah,
I'd marry someone about 40 years younger than I am.
I know it's difficult being married to an older man,
Certainly did. Oh.
but chin up.
All right, Helen, you missed it, but have a good time. Go
I
get
will.
it. John, what will Patti say? Which one of you would remarry first?
I'm glad Gene went first, and I perhaps have avoided a lot of the silliness that he had to go through here, because I'm still eager to stall for time. I really don't know. It's a very, very tough question, and I think it's going to come down to a guess. And what I have to do is guess what my wife is going to say.
That's correct. That's the way we play the game.
And I think that, boy, I think it's very tough. I think that she might do the same thing that I'm going to take a chance and go with
She will
what
remarry
Helen
first.
said. That she would. Now
would.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay. Is that it?
I'd like to get it right.
Well, we know that. But you
I
can't get it
think
right
we
until she
have
answers.
a few more questions to do on this show, so I'm going to scrap the research now and
take a guess.
Just take a guess, and I think I will allow her the opportunity of saying that she would. Okay.
She'll get married first. Okay. Here she comes. Patti.
I do.
What?
I do.
No. That's no. But let me ask you first. I think I know what's driving me at. We say we know this wouldn't happen, but if you and John ever split up, which one of you would remarry first?
Me.
That's right. That's what he said. That's why you said I do.
What a terrible thing to say.
What a terrible thing to say.
Well, you see, I like weddings, and I would also want to be spiteful.
Yeah.
And I need somebody to support all those children.
Yeah.
And I'd still get child support from him anyway.
That's true. I can see you've given this a little thought.
Made, huh?
Yeah. Thank you, Patti. Jerry, what will Ann say? Woo! What will Annie say?
Well, I'm a very totally dependent person, and but most of all, I'm dependent on Ann, and we have it all worked out. We do everything together, and if we go and we split up, it's going to be split up. We have a double casket ceremony all prepared for us. Problem, of course, is who gets custody of the act, and I know that Annie will say that I will be the first one, and I know I definitely would get married first if anything like that ever had to happen, because I am so needful of someone, and Anne has put up with all of this all these years, and I just hope that.
Oh, that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
you like being married. You depend on
it's
need
very,
help.
very much so, and
Sure.
I know that that's the way it'll go. She'll say that I would get married
Okay,
first.
sure, because there's cooking and laundry, all those things. Here she comes. What a terrible thing to say, right? Annie, we know this wouldn't happen, we say, but if you and Jerry ever split up, which of you do you think would remarry first?
I would.
No, he said he would.
I guess we know how we both feel. I
Annie
said I would, and he'd go live alone and have everyone feel sorry for him.
You think? She said, now you know how we both feel. Patti and John are right. They get the whole thing for the banana section to start things rolling. And we'll come back in just a moment with question number 2. Who'd get married first? Hello. Question number 2 coming up, and this is it.
What
if you're
kind
ready,
of a
ladies.
question?
What's that?
Is this going to be another clinker question to cause
Now,
divorce?
that was a pretty interesting question. You didn't like it.
It was a great question. What's wrong with you?
I'll get you
Don't
later.
start. Don't start. Here we go, ladies. This is it. Do you think your husband is smarter than you are? Have fun with this one, chickies. Don't say anything now. Do you think your husband is smarter than you are? Yeah. Goodbye. Guess I fixed them. John, what will Patti say to this one?
Well, I want to make clear that there is no problem of a chauvinist situation going on here, you know, and because she says that Bert, are you all right, Bert?
I'm resting.
Okay. No, she will say that I am, but it's not because it's true.
She's going to be nice and say he's smarter than I am.
No, not really. No.
It's true.
I think she believes that I am.
She does really believe that.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Here she comes. We'll find out, won't we? Patti, do you think that John is smarter than you are?
He married me, didn't he? Yes.
That's what he said.
Now, the fact is, she is really a lot more intelligent than she's giving herself credit for.
I'm a genius.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that she's given credit for, than she gives herself credit
That
for.
happens, too.
That, too. Thank you, Patti. What will Ann say, Jerry?
I don't expect her to have to pay homage to my brain. I don't think she married me for my mind. I really don't understand where it's going in life anyway, but I know it's not up here. So I wouldn't expect her to suddenly become platitudinous or gratuitous at this point and say, he has a wonderful mind, my husband's a super brain, he's not an Einstein, he cannot invent a penicillin. I know she's going to say exactly what is the honest thing is, that she is brighter than me, and she's going to say that I am not as smart as she is.
So she'll say no.
That's right.
Okay, here she
Terrible.
comes. Ann, do you think that Jerry is smarter than you are, yes or no?
No.
That's right. That's what he said.
He's just as smart.
He's not so smart, eh?
No, he's just as smart.
He's just as smart. Oh, that's
smarter.
Oh, that's not bad.
not
Not
smarter. Equally as smart is what
Yes,
she says.
but a few brain cells die every year, and he's losing a few. So.
Yeah. Well, we all do that from time to time, don't we?
Yes,
Gene,
we
what will
do.
Helen say? Does she think she's smarter than you are? Or that you're smarter than she is, I should say.
Well, I think she is smarter than I am, but she's going to say that I am smarter than she is because she's a sweet, dear, loving, magnanimous person.
Oh.
We're going to get divorced next week.
Yeah. You think she will say you are smart,
I
yes?
think she will, yes,
Do you
indeed.
think so, truly?
Oh, no, I think she is smarter than I am.
Really?
I mean, I think she has marvelous native intelligence.
Yeah.
And that's why she's saying you're smarter than she is.
Yeah.
That's right.
Could be. That proves it, right? Here she comes. Helen, do you think that Gene is smarter than you are, yes or no?
First of all, that's a dumb question, but I'm going to go blue section. I'm going to go strictly on women's lib. I'm smarter.
No. He said you would be very magnanimous and say that
I
he
agree
was.
with her.
Even though he does believe that you are smarter than he is.
I know
I
that.
said that. You're smart, honey.
That makes two of you right.
Right.
Wrong for the question, but right in
Blue
life.
section will slash the tires in our car.
No,
in the
they
parking
won't.
lot.
Patti and John and Ann and Jerry are right at halftime, fellas. If you will step to the rear, we'll split that one in half. We'll come back with the second half of Tattletales after this message for you. See you in a moment. I'll be there in a minute. We've changed places after halftime. I have three lovely ladies with me. Patti and John are in the lead, fellas, with $225, and Ann and Jerry have 75. And Gene, you and Helen have blank, which only seems proper at this moment, doesn't it? If you're ready to go, guys, here's the questions. Worth $150. Men, for 1 week, you must actually be one of the other panelists on the show. Who would you pick? For 1 week, you must actually be one of the other men panelists on the show.
Well, this question is
That narrows
to
the
It's
field,
addressed to the
doesn't
men. It's addressed to the men. You have to be one of the other guys for 1 week. Who would you pick? Okay? Got it? Goodbye. Well, it might be kind of fun to step into somebody else's shoes for a week, you know? Who do you think Jerry would choose if he had to pick one of the other two guys for a week?
Oh, dear. I think he'd like to be both Patti and Helen.
No, that's... No, we're talking...
He's very open-minded. Gee,
I hate these kind of
this is,
questions.
these are
You know what this is?
calculated to really
No,
make
this
you...
is for fun.
This is for fun.
It has nothing to
And
do
then you
with...
make at least one couple hate you.
Not true.
That's right, yes.
It can't
Well, I think for fun, because he's really so opposite from Jerry, you know, being a game show host and facile and like that, whereas...
You're not going to choose John.
No, I'm not choosing John. I think he'd want to be Gene for
Don't
a
fight,
week.
kids. He'd be Gene.
And also, they have a beautiful new home in Cape Cod, and he'd like to sponge off of Helen for a while.
Hey, why not? Okay.
Now, John, I don't know, because you got 5 kids. He's got enough with 2. No, Gene,
there you
I
go.
think.
Now, see, that's the attitude. Here he comes. Let's see what he says. Jerry, if you had to pick one of the other guys to be for 1 week, who would you pick?
I think Ann would probably say Patti.
No. She did say that, as a matter of fact. No, one of the other guys.
Oh, one of the...
That's exactly what she said.
Well, I'm just translating it. It's because I would probably want to be close to someone very close to Annie in temperament and personality, which would make Patti very close because they're both from the West Side.
Jerry, Jerry, it's got to be one of the other guys.
Oh, well, I don't want to be with either one of those two guys. Or in their boots, but I love them both, and I both think they both hit so many different areas. I know it would have to be closer to John.
No. So there you are. Ooh. Now that's interesting. You said closer to. See, the thing that makes it fun is what Ann said, is that there's a Jean is different from you. She said very, very different from you, so that would be the biggest change,
but
which makes it fun.
Jerry likes himself as well. He should.
That's not the question. It's only for a week.
No. And you seem to go along with that, going with Jerry for a week.
I could never handle Gene's
Jerry,
life because he is a host of a game show,
but
and I
you
can
could
hardly
handle it. You're going to be him for a week. We're going to say you can be him for... It's over. You're wrong. Helen.
Can I get a second
what
chance?
What would Gene say?
What would Gene say?
Yes. Who would he pick if he had to pick one of the other two guys?
He would like to be Jerry because he would love to be a comedian in one. He'd love to work in a comedian, team or as one. He'd like to be Jerry.
Okay, because he'd like to work in one and work with Ann and be a comedian.
Yep.
Okay, there's certainly a valid reason, right? Let's bring on Gene. Ooh, am I in trouble? Gene.
Yes.
If you had to pick one of the other two guys to be for a week, 1 week, it's for fun, who would you pick?
Tim Conway.
No.
He's been on, hasn't he?
No.
Yeah. John.
No. Helen said Jerry.
Now, wait a minute. I'd be interested to see why, because I'll tell you why I said John.
All right, you tell him why you said that, Helen.
I said you'd pick Jerry because you'd like to be a comedian. You'd love to do something in one. You'd like to work in a team. You're so dumb.
Yeah.
Now, what was your reason?
Well, you see, I was just funning around backstage a little while ago before we started.
Yeah.
And I thought Helen saw me making a pass. And I thought, well, so I don't know.
I don't know what he's saying, do you?
I don't either.
What is he talking about
He
here?
fondles me upon occasion.
He fondles you upon occasion?
I never was fondled.
You didn't fondle Ann?
Now, wait a minute. Wait, this question's gotten totally out of hand here.
Certainly has.
We're not talking about things like that.
I was just copping a little feel, that's all. What the heck?
Wait a minute,
Nobody
Patti.
does it on Match Game.
You and John
And backstage behind the flaps.
have got a... you've got a chance to get the whole thing for the bananas here. Now, who's John going to pick?
John.
That seems to be the consensus, doesn't it? They both pick John. Who's he going to pick?
This is very difficult.
Yeah, you're the one that hated this, and now you're the one that's in the tough spot.
See, because he'd probably want to have their house in Cape Cod, too. It has nothing to do with the virtues of either man.
No,
It's
it's just a question of materialism.
I'm going to take Jerry, because everybody else said Jerry.
Oh, okay.
Don't start with me.
All right. Don't mess with her. She's got most of the money right now. She's doing pretty well. Here comes John. John, you can get the whole thing for the bananas right here, and you've had plenty of time to think about it.
I sure have. I want to tell you.
You can be either one of these guys.
I've just gone through all the possibilities, and I'm hysterical just thinking.
You can be either one of these guys on the panel. You must pick one of them for a week.
I thought you meant all the panelists.
No, the men.
Including the women.
Only the men.
Oh, well, it's not quite
They all
as
wanted to be the women.
That's not quite as funny. Okay, I tell you, I think then if it's limited to the men, I've known Jerry for so many years, I think I'd have to pick Jerry.
That's the one! You got it, and you got it all, too. And there it is on the board. We'll come back in a moment with the $300 question, see what happens from here. All right.
Now playing on.
This one's worth $300, and this will decide it. And if you are ready, gentlemen, here we go. Men, if you're both suddenly awakened from a deep sleep, which of the two of you can gather your wits together and function more quickly? It's a good question. Helen, we're going to start with you. Between you and Gene, who can get going quicker?
I think I can get going quicker. I think anybody who has been a mama can get going quicker.
Yeah, quick. You're up, and that's it.
Yep.
You gotta be alert and ready to go.
Ready to go.
It's you. Here he comes. Gene, between you and Helen, which one of you can get up and get going quicker after being suddenly awakened from a deep sleep?
Crapshoot again. That's a wild guess. I can.
No. Helen said she can, and you have batted 1,000 for the day, sir.
Sirree.
El Zippo. Annie, what about you and Jerry?
Now, for the most part, I've been rather placid in the mornings. Comatose. Nobody cares. I'm stalling. Ha ha. But I think he gets out there and jogs in the morning and makes me tea and stuff. I say Jerry.
That's the man then. Here he comes. Don't say anything. Jerry, if you're both suddenly awakened from a deep sleep, which of you can gather your wits together and function more quickly? You or Annie?
Annie.
No, she said you. Well, okay, now hold it. We have a chance here. If you get this, it will be the biggest amount of money anybody's ever won on Tattletales.
Okay, baby.
Tell us about it.
I am comatose upon awakening.
Yes.
The man does it all.
He gets up and he's ready to function. This is it. Here we go. Bring him on. All right, John, you can get the whole $300 for your section right here and win the most money any couple's ever won on Tattletales in one show. If you're both suddenly awakened from a deep sleep, which of the two of you can gather your wits together and function more quickly? You.
I can.
That's it! You got it. Got the whole 300. Look at that total. We'll come back in just a moment and give the banana section the rest of their money. Incredible. See you in a minute. The bananas with Patti and John. Look at that total. $675. We had 1,000. The bananas will divide 1,675 big ones. Thank you, everybody, for watching us on Tattletales. Very kindly saying so long. See you next time.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales. A Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This program has been edited for broadcast.
She will
when
remember
Helen
first.
said that she would. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay.